Hey folks, what's up, iyatee? So I'm here and we're going to do, I wasn't planning on doing this, but we're going to do the Florida project. And the reason I'm doing it right now is because I have some of these alligator jaws, you guys can see this, available. But they're full length, they'll be on the website. When you see this video, you'll be able to, I'll put a link in the description and in the tag comment where to get these. I also added some blessed buck and springbuck horns, porcupine quills. There's a bunch of deer antler coming. Anyway, so I got this alligator jaw, and I did a fog preform. This is Florida coral, and it is in a like a bull tongue Simpson type blade, and that's going to mount in there like this. Is going to be the plan. And then I've got a piece of coral here, and then I got some barnacles here, which I haven't decided. I didn't put a high polish on this. I'm not going to. This goes on my base. I haven't decided if this is going to set like this here. Can you see that good enough?
Yeah, I can.
I don't know if that's going to set in here, carve this out like this, or if it's going to turn this way and be like that. I haven't decided yet exactly what I'm doing here for this stand, but I guess we'll figure it out here as we go along. And I may have it set something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll figure it out. But I'm going to go here and set up, and I'm going to fog nap this. I didn't show the grinding. I'm not going to show any of the grinding. I'll show the flaking and stuff and the finish of it and then the assembly of this, but not the grinding portion. There's other videos that shows all the grinding, and I'll put a link to that video in the description and also in the pinned comment. So, all right, I'll go set up over here and we'll get started napping. Okay, so see if we can throw some flake scars across this dude. Flat right there. Hope I can get all the way across to that. It's flaking fine. My concern was I got it a little bit flat there. I didn't get it completely domed. Ooh, and then that just let loose. So yeah, that didn't go all the way across. Nope. I'm going to have to fix a ridge and see if I can send something in there. One spot there and one spot there. That's what I gotta. I felt that in there and I thought I'd get away with it. I should just took another extra second. Got it shaped just right. Not so bad. I got across to get that. Now I got to get across to get this, but it's got this. Might even come across on that, but it's got this weaker material here on the side that I'm concerned about. By grinding like that, you grind this delta down, you're getting rid of the lip that's on there. She's gone. Sweet. Interrupted my flake pattern a little bit, but that's okay because actually I got one little miss right there too, and I actually have one right there too. Doggone it. That's a lot of misses. It's been a while since I did any fog work. That shouldn't be an excuse though. This should be not a problem. I just didn't grind it enough, I guess. She's gone. Alright, this side kind of has the same problem, so hopefully it's not too big an issue, but we'll see. I'll be right back. Alright, back. I thought my nap ins for this year were over, but looks like I'm going to go to a little private nap in here in a couple of weeks. Should be fun. Man, that thing just let loose. That brown stuff. there's thunderstorm alert. I don't know what area it's from. I got a lot of different places in my weather app. I get notifications on all of them, so I'm not sure if that's here, there, or somewhere else. Oh, that let loose again. Doggone it. That brown just isn't very strong. I'm going to skip down. I got that mess right there. I got to try and get cleaned off. This hasn't gone so well. These didn't have parallel flaking either. They just random. Come on. Alright, let's see how we're gonna. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get this on this side. Worried about that brown. That's really kind of messed me up. Ooh. Not as bad as that just did though. Now I'm just in salvage mode. Didn't get it off there. imagine that that's going to hold up. That edge is going to hold up. It did though, for the most part. I'm going to grind this edge, finish the edge, and we'll see how it looks. I lost my rope that was holding on to my thing here, my tripod. Lots of stuff coming to the website. Lots of new stuff on the website, and there's a lot more coming, so y'all stay tuned. We're gonna plan is to have the website stocked with more stuff than it's ever been stocked with, so that's what we're working towards. I've been wanting to get these handle materials on there for a while now. Tell you something else that's coming. It's still in the developmental stage right now, but it's not that far from being ready for market, and that's a new indirect tool. As I'm sure you can probably see in here, I'm just picking off these deltas for the most part. And after we're done, we'll come back and shape it up a little bit. I've had these alligator jaws for a while now, and the only reason I didn't put them on the website is I was waiting to make a knife with them. So I'd have something to photograph. There's a whole series of these. I don't know how many there is, but there's a series of these knife build videos. And they're all named after whatever state. coincides with the material I'm using and the theme. The one after this will be the Wyoming project. I've already got the stuff out to do it, which I've had out before, but we really are doing it this time. That's a knife I want in my collection, so as is this one. I know we got the Texas project and the Georgia project for sure. And then I think there's another one or two maybe. I'm not really sure. There's a few of them. Okay. Edge a little bit more and then work on the base a little bit. Going to run some thinning flakes up the base. just like that. Dude, sharp, I can tell you that. It's rough on the fingers. It. All right, well, there she is. Now we're going to take her over and we're going to haft it. And you can back up some if you need to. It just depends on, so you get everything in frame. So I've made some changes. So I had this piece right here, which is a really nice piece of rock. And I'm not going to waste it on the base. But I have this piece of coral here that's not all that good. It does have a good section in it, but it's got some bad stuff in it. But it's got a nice edge where you can see the coral and stuff. But we're gonna use this piece instead, and I think I have decided to go with these barnacles, and I sanded these on a belt sander to get these flat, and that's gonna sit on there like that. And here's our jaw right here. Let me pause this for a second. I'm gonna get a jaw and show you what they look like. And here we go. This is what they look like beforehand. And what I've done is I've cut this off right here, and you could even cut it off here and use this back part as a knife handle if that's what you want to do, or you could do both. Put this piece on the back, this one on the front, however you want to do it. But anyways, I cut it off here, and I've worked this down. We got our point in there. It's going to mount in there just like that, and I think this is just going to sit just like this in the base. So I believe that's how it's going to sit, like there, and that's going to be our knife. And what I'm going to do here is I am going to use some hot glue in place of pine pitch. Just like that. Essentially, pine pitch is just hot melt glue. This is just easier, faster. No pine trees were harmed in the making of this movie. anyways, that's gonna dry. That's gonna go in there and sit in there just like, I think it'll hold it just fine, just like that. And if it don't, then we'll work on this a little bit. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna stick this thing down. That's about where I want it, right there. And I'm just gonna use some hot glue on the bottom of this also. Stick that down. When that dries, that is never going to go anywhere. Hopefully we got it in the right spot. Looks like it. We will have to do a little bit of tweaking. Maybe grind this little barnacle off right here to get that to set in there real nice. Actually, it's sitting right there pretty good. And I'm gonna put some sinew on this. I ground this down. I'm gonna wrap this with some sinew. It's gonna be the plan here. And we'll do that and see how that goes. But see, that's stuck down there. That ain't good. Well, maybe it is. I didn't get all the moisture off. Hold on a minute, let me see here. Yeah, it's got moisture in it. I didn't wait long enough. It still got moisture in it. That's the problem. Still got moisture in it. Yeah, you gotta at least let it dry, which I didn't do, apparently. Test fit it again. Base is actually wider. It would have been better if it was narrower, but I think that's going to be okay. It's going to go just like that. You can go back and trim off any of this excess glue with a knife that you want later. But there ain't gonna be much of that showing anyways. It actually sits in there pretty good. I think if I shave this barnacle off right here, oh yeah, she's in there now. And I've gone back and forth on whether or not I want to burn this to give it an antique kind of look and then buff it or not. I probably should have done that before I put the blade in. I just hadn't decided yet. And now I still don't really know. What I want to do. I think I might lightly burn it a little bit. Alright, we're just gonna antique this. A little bit. I don't have to get way up here on my glue because it's going to have a wrap on it. So. This really should have been done before the blade was inserted, but I'm just kind of winging it. This is a last minute deal. So I'm going to take this over to the buffer and I'm going to buff this just a little bit. Go ahead and pause it. Grab it. And that's why you should always do that without the blade in it. If that was to grab it and jerk it, the bone would be fine, but you'd probably break the blade. Give it an older antique look. Alright. Yeah, I like the antique look better. Alright. Okay, so I got a mess over here. Pay no attention to this messy mess we got over here. Jaden did this. He might tell you different, but we all know it's all his fault. Anything that's wrong around here, we just blame it on Jaden. That's the go-to. Jaden did it. Like that old commercial, Mikey likes it, or Mikey eat it, or whatever it was, you know. That's like Jaden. So I got a piece of this artificial sinew looped over, and if we don't like this, we'll do something different. But I'm going to point the tail forward, make a couple wraps here. And that'll like I said, if we don't like the way this looks, then we'll do something different. It might be better to fill that with glue, you know, make up for the void in it. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm gonna make up for that void with the glue so that it wraps a little bit smoother. Anytime you're using a oddball material type like this or whatever, and you may have to make some adjustments to make it work. Hopefully I have enough glue. So I made up for some of that void with the glue. That should make it wrap a little bit easier. And we're going to completely cover this up, so you're not going to see any of that anyhow. Second wrap, I don't know. It's the first time doing one of these, so. Just have to get here somewhere that's aesthetically pleasing. So it could take 2 wraps to make that happen. So that sinew almost completely matches with the blade. So I have to decide whether or not that's how I want it, or if I want a contrasting color on there. Like maybe put I'll have to notch that out just a little bit more. Maybe put what do you think, Jaden? Should it be brown or so it has a contrasting color, or
I like the brown.
you like this one?
Yeah,
Do you? All right.
brown looks nice.
Well, if you're wrong, we can always take it off, right?
Yeah.
But you're not ever wrong, are you, Jaden?
Nope, never. Just like it's never my fault.
It's always Jaden's fault. We are going to have to work this out here a little bit so that we... notch that out a little bit so it holds it a little bit more secure. But I'll take care of that. Okay. Put another line through it. And the second go around is gonna make up for some of the voids and unevenness that was in the voids and unevenness that was in it, because it's an odd shaped bone, you know. There's a little bit of the light showing through, then probably look alright still. Sometimes I'll make cordage out of this artificial sinew, and I'll put two different colors together on purpose. Right now, John Tuttle is watching. He's cringing because John really does not like artificial sinew. Almost there. I know the dagger, well, this isn't necessarily a dagger, but that style of blade's not as popular as what today we consider a knife blade. My tagline has moved. holes through there. Otherwise I'll be doing all that again. So, it's not wanting to set on there now, which it did. But apparently, I've got two now, so I'm going to have to do something different. What I'm going to do is off camera, I'm going to trim this barnacle up some so that it sets in there nicer, so there's no chance of it sliding off there. And I may even, I don't know, I don't think I'm going to cut a groove for this to set in, but I could cut a little groove right there, and just so the tip of that has something set in. But that's our Florida project. I'll take some pictures of it when it's done here. A few more things to do. You can see on the handle, we antique the handle up a little bit. Alligator jaw. Pretty cool, I think. Pretty neat. Pretty unique. Pretty doggone unique. Alright, appreciate y'all watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.